Coach, 5-2 going into an off week. Just what's that do for your team?
Yeah, well, it was good to get a win going into the bye week. That's always positive, but more importantly, just coming off the previous game, getting better, going on the road, playing against a really good Arkansas team, and coming out with a win was huge for our program. We're just trying to get better every week. I know it sounds cliche, but that's where we are. We're still installing, we're still working through things that we have to get better at, and the focus is just on what we have to do to be a better football team week in and week out. And every team we play and every game we're in is going to be a challenge. We know that. Going on the road is difficult. The environment there at Arkansas was great. So we had to handle that. We had to handle the early game. We were able to do some things that helped us early in the game to get some points on the board and then score on defense. That was huge for us as well. But overall, I was proud of our guys. Really good effort going into that game. So I think we can learn from that. We've got to take advantage of the bye week, get a few guys healthy, get better at the stuff that we've been working on, and then get ready to play against Ole Miss at home.
Going through this season, it's ups and downs. What is your message to players like Bo, who hears it from people, hears it from the media, but then look at his response? Isn't that kind of the story of the season? It's just you got to take it one game at a time and be focused?
Yeah, that's the moral of the story, I think, every week. Bottom line, like don't listen to really anything other than what it is that we're trying to do. There's a lot of messages that are available to our players. There's a lot of storylines and things like that, and the main one is just what we're focused on. What do we have to do, and what do you have to do as a player to get better? That's the bottom line. Bo, quarterbacks are no different than any other player on our team. Everybody gives them all the attention, but it's still just he has a job to do. He has a responsibility in our offense. So does our center, Nick Brahms. And the goal is every week just how do we keep improving on whatever it is you have to do, and just stay focused on that. And I think that's enough. That's enough for those guys to focus on. They got class, they got other things that they're doing to also make sure that they can be the best student athlete for our program they could be, and then show up every day and go to work and practice. It's not just game for us. It's not just the games. It's practice. It's how we hit the weight room. It's all the things that we do. We make that important, and I think those guys have really tried to buy into that and work on it and improve in those areas, and that's all we really need to do is just keep focusing on the things that matter and that are going to help us be successful.
Coach, talk about the development that you've seen in Bo so far this season.
In what way? Like what in particular?
And I guess him coming off of this big game he had, and then dealing with the criticism.
That's not really our focus. Our focus is playing the quarterback position to the best of his ability. Good footwork, good upper body mechanics, knowing the plays, what we're going to be in that's going to be good, what we got to get out of that might be bad. How do we get first downs? How do we move the chains? How do we complete passes? How do we make great decisions on the field? Like those are the things we don't talk about really anything other than that. Like just how to play the position really well. And all the other stuff is, that's really kind of the noise that we don't spend a whole lot of time on. We watch film and we look at how do we improve at the position, how do we try to be the best player we can be, how do we make better decisions at the quarterback position. That's always, I think every quarterback in America would hear that from their coach. So the storyline is completely different inside our building. It is how do we improve, and what I have appreciated about our players is I think they're pretty locked into that, and they understand the important things, that's what we can control, all the other stuff we can't. So let's just focus on that and see what it does for us each week. And I thought Bo had a really good week of practice leading into the Arkansas game. Then I thought in the game he did a good job of playing that position, delivering the ball where it needed to be. He threw the ball accurately. He played tough because he ran hard. And, from a decision standpoint, pretty darn good. So those things are the stuff that we focus on that matter to us.
Ron, what did your team show you in that fourth quarter drive?
Well, we showed that we could finish. That was the biggest thing. Just finishing games, being able to be physical, run the ball, put a drive together. Anytime you can end a game and you're taking a knee, you had a successful fourth quarter, in my opinion. And then just being able to still play good defense, do things on special teams. It was just the focus, the effort, and those things were sustained through 4 quarters, which is what we needed to do. So we got a chance to see that. So we're capable of doing those things. We got to continue there.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Have a great day.
Sure. Good to go.